Since it was Waitangi Day this weekend, last weekend, not last weekend, last Tuesday, let's talk about that. So it's funny because in history of Waitangi Days, there's always been some like controversy, some drama. Always something happen up there, up north, when they have the government come up there, and you have the iwi there. You got the Don Brash. He getting some shit thrown at him. I think someone else got a dildo thrown at him. Got that guy. There's always some sort of drama, but before the background noise with the Treaty of Waitangi getting acts wanna change it around and shit, and all that kind of stuff. It's putting Māori in this country on the edge. It's putting racial relations on the edge in this country because of X new policy trying to get this Treaty of Waitangi bill across. So it's caused all this uproar, in the background. So this Waitangi Day would be, if it was a media's perspective, they would be licking their lips of what drama is going to happen up there, But fortunately, no drama happened, really. Everyone was doing their thing. The iwi up there were doing their thing. The government was up there doing their speeches, vice versa, and nothing really bad happened until the news reported that Christopher Luxon, and this is what Filippo put up on the Empty Out the Clip Facebook page. Christopher Luxon said a speech that was the same speech he said last year, and that sort of, when I heard that on the news, I think, man, that guy, man, that's disrespectful, man. That's lazy. Like, he figured he could not say something because this kind of background didn't happen last year, right? This is a new. At least say something to because this is a new thing with the Treaty of Waitangi stuff, But he happens to say the same speech as he did last year, and it created some sort of this guy's lazy, disrespectful, and all that. But what are your views on Waitangi Day, boys, and this year? And how's that like? let's start the conversation.
Oh yeah, I'll go first, man. Well, first of all, breaking on Twitter, I don't know if you saw, but there's a leak. So shout out to Waiparera for putting on the Waitangi YTT. That festival has been going on for the last probably 8 to 9 years, and every year seems to be getting bigger and bigger. I don't know if you guys know, but John Tamahiri he's the CFO of that organization, and it's been leaked how much that guy gets paid annually. And that's almost, I think that guy gets paid almost double what the Prime Minister gets paid, man. So good on that dude, bro. But in terms of Waitangi and what happened up at Waitangi itself with Chris Luxon's disrespecting speech, I suppose. I think if you're like, if you really wanted something so bad for an election and for the rest of it to become the head poncho, you'd think you go up something like Waitangi, up a pie here, and actually have something ready and concrete. You know what I mean? Because now that guy's going to be remembered as the ball bags who came back with the second time with the same eat-ass bullshit speech. And to me, that doesn't sit well. That's not a good start. The fact that that there was a lot of iwi up there, and from different angles, different points of view. But I think Tamaiti and his white army was probably the most, I don't know, that's probably going to be the most iconic thing you ever see up at Waitangi for many years. Because for a while, some of the videos that were going about social media would look like, fuck, it was like the KKK going up there, man. But all of them were just they were just holding white flags, dressed in white, going up there with just a different demeanor, but sort of trying to keep the peace. And I don't know if you did watch some of it, but during some of the speeches before Seymour spoke, they had one of the Hikoi leaders actually cut in while government speaking, man. When have you ever seen that up at Waitangi? That's just a random guy who decided to take upon himself to cut it and just start talking. And they actually gave him the floor to say it, you know what I mean? So, I don't know if, the whole speech debacle is pretty disrespectful. I think for someone who's gone up there and wanted the job so long, it's pretty pathetic to say that or you can't blame the writers. Well, blame yourself. And if that's a reflection of how he went up to Waitangi on, this is like that's the if you think about like a day that's celebrated, they should be celebrated as the country's national day. That's Waitangi, man. These we're still on stolen land, man. People forget this shit. They're trying to take Article 3 and rearrange what's the founding document of this country. And the Crown did say, and when it's written, that they will protect all Maori just as much as they will the New Zealand citizens and civilians residents. But at no point do I feel if Inkia or even Samoans, Chinese come over from overseas, come over here, have their say about how this country's run, just stepping foot by getting residency. That's not right. That's never going to be right, man. So you got to owe to the tongues of Whenua before anyone else. And, we're still a long way behind. Māori's still behind everyone else, If it was as much as, if it was, this place was as great as what they're trying to say it is, we wouldn't be having these sort of conversations, man. It's not even up for a referendum, I think it's rich of them to try and say that it is. Well, look at the caucus doesn't say that, Māori's being swapped out for other Māoris, and then Māori's batting for other, even though it is different sides of the caucus. But I think now we're still ages away before we let these guys try and change the treaty, man. Like, I never actually thought of it through the for the people who shed blood for their iwis, I think you watch enough YouTube videos of how these Tainui wars and what's happened at in Taranaki over what happened when the New Zealand settlers came to give this land away that they didn't even own. You'd have a deeper and richer understanding of what this the Seymour was trying to do with trying to give everyone an equal share of this country, which is not right, Well, that's my 5 cents.
Yeah, man, it was different this year. The Waitangi, it was like usually, to be honest, a bit sad. It was usually like just a day off for me personally. But like now, like with the Māoris, like making some moves and like educating. Like I feel like I've learned a lot as well, like through the movement. So yeah, like when I saw the Paz Park thing, so me and my wife and when the kids we went down and put on. I didn't realize how big it was. Like I knew it was big, but it was pumping. It was like a full on concert. I thought it would be like like Pacifica, like there'll be some lanes you can walk down and like get some food or buy some like clothes or things like that, and then like a stage for music and stuff like that. But it was like a full on concert, and then there's food stores on the outside. It was pumping, so it was good. Like for me, I feel like there's been, even though there's still like a lot of rubbish going on, I feel like there's a lot of progress from before. From me just thinking, Waitangi Days is the holiday, but like now it's like, because even at schools, like it's a big part of like, well, where I've been, like the curriculum, like even from like Avondale and Henderson, like they're trying to educate the kids, and so like even myself, like knowing more and understanding more about it and its purpose and the meaning. Yeah, so it was cool. It was good to go there. I probably wouldn't go with the kids next year. Probably go with the wife, or like even if you go with like a couple of mates and stuff like that, it'll be pretty good. It's a pretty good day. Like go down there, have a feed, like have a few drinks or whatever, and just sort of enjoy the music and the vibe and stuff like that. Yeah, because we got there a good spot. Like John Tamihere there spoke as well. We caught like Catch a Fire and some other people, and yeah, it was like, damn, like we didn't plan like what time, we just rocked up and I read her as well, and it was a good day. But I think the movement's going well, like even though there's still stuff. But in terms of the John Luxon thing, I think like talking to guys who do like sermons and stuff like that, they like you would tweak it to like sort of every year would be different. So you would sort of tweak your sermon, say, I guess in this case the speech, to suit the situation, and maybe the essence of what you're saying is similar, but like you would tweak some stuff. And so I think, he probably could have, even if he wanted to say some of the same things, he could have worded it differently, maybe to suit the time and the situation, what's happening now. And then like talking to teachers as well, I'm like, so the new year's coming around. Do you just like copy and paste like your curriculum from last year, like some of your stuff, and they're like, oh no, because the kids are different, time's different, and so even like teachers, they change things. Like even though they're teaching some of the same subjects, and I mean they are teaching the same subjects, but the way they teach it and the way they bring it across and all that. So I'm thinking of like from teachers' point of view and like sermons, they do change things and tweak things. So I think he could have done it, but I think there was, in my opinion, like bad form, like saying the exact same thing. If I was going to do a speech, I would probably like change some things around and that. I mean, that's his job. So I think it's pretty lazy, like to do this exact same thing. I think he could have said the same thing, but just differently. And then stuff that's relevant to now. That's my take on it. But I think it's growing a lot. Like I'm aware, like before I wasn't aware, and a lot of other people are. There's some big things happening. I mean, there's still a far way to go, but I believe things are heading in the right direction.
You know what, boys? I think I want to give it up to the person that even knew it was the same speech as last year. Because if I was listening to the speech last year, I don't even remember because I thought it was fucking boring. Who will listen to Christopher Luxon say a speech on Waitangi Day, And then to like for him to say a speech again, how would I remember? How would anybody remember if there was the same speech last year? Unless
I think all of media would have known that though, because they would have gone.
Oh yeah, they would have, because they would have done their due diligence and just rewind the tape from last year. But no one would have done that in their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a media thing. It's a media thing to me. That's what I think. But saying that though, but the other thing was John Tamahiri. I saw the reports that he was getting more money from the government funding and stuff. More than he was supposed to. But then my answer to that is, why bring it up now? National Party, you're in government now. You're gonna change things, man. That was the Labour government did that. So don't worry about that. You're right. That's what if you got that. Well, good on him.
Good on him.
You got it when you could get it. Like you get it when you get it. If the rules change, from that point. Move on and change the rules and make sure it doesn't happen anymore. But anything prior to that, hey man, tough loss, man. If that's the money you guys, because National Party is all about saving money, right? They want to cut spending on a lot of stuff that Labour Party has spent their money on. A lot of like funding, especially Pacifica funding too. Which people are like sort of like, oh man, I saw that a rampage is gone from West City. I saw the
sure.
Yeah, man. I saw the I went on their website and they had an apology letter saying sorry to say that we're gone from West City. We had to shut up shop. And they're a government funded sort of thing, so maybe that's part of the whole national coming down on the funding. Yeah. Maybe it's part of that, but no, man. Like, yeah, it was interesting Waitangi Day, man, and even though I was busy with the funeral and stuff, like all this in the background, I always kept track with, and so it was interesting. I've heard the stories on that afterwards.
Well, a couple more things with the election. I didn't listen to the whole speech. I just saw the stuff on the news. But I remember when I was watching it, he did a scripture. But I thought it was cool that he did a scripture, but it would have been good if he like quoted it, because it just sounded like he got it from like a book or something. He did the one, the ear can't say to the nose, I don't need you, and the mouth can't say to, the eyes, I don't, so it's like a body, everything's important and everything plays a role. And he sort of did it like it was from like a book or something like that. But I'm like, give credit, where to the Bible, he didn't quote the scripture. I thought it was good that he used the scripture, but it would have been good if he like was, I didn't even know where it's from, but he would have, saying which book it was from and like the verses. I don't like how people like, even they use like the iron sharpens iron and stuff like that. Like it's a man-made thing, but these are scriptures. You know what I mean?
You gotta pay respect, You
Yeah.
Wherever it's from, man.
So it was cool that he used it, but it would have been good if he just checked in the quick thing. And then the other one was when we were at the concert on Waitangi Day, it was like, man, like I was just sitting there with the kids waiting for the food because my wife went and got the food, and like I was just sweating. It was a hot day, and then I don't know how like these guys like dance, like because I was looking around and like there was a couple of people just dancing like hard out, and they're just not sweating. I'm like, right, like is something wrong with these people who like. Like I'm like getting drenched, and I'm just sitting there like with an umbrella. Like did their paws work? Like how do they like dance for an hour straight and not sweat? I don't know what's going on there, man. Are these aliens or something like that? I'm like, man, I don't know.
Did they have shoes on? Cause did they have shoes on? If they didn't have shoes on, it's all on the feet, man. It's all on the feet.
It's like going to an old Milli Vanilli concert. They're dancing hard out, sweating, and they're singing the same song. Like they're singing the song like they're not even dancing or sweating, man.
Yeah,
how are they singing it perfectly when they're like jumping around on stage, doing somersaults and press ups, and the song's coming out perfectly.
Yeah, but I kid you not, man. Like, that's a serious thing, man. Like, how can you dance like that heat, and just not sweat? Like, you can see like a little bit, but like not sweat. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's just just a little observation. There was quite a few, man. It was like, damn, wish I had that. Because I'm just like walking, I'm dripping in. Waitangi Day with mysteries, man.
Yeah. Well, they say, I heard another thing on social media. After Waitangi Day is when work really starts. Like everyone's slowly coming back from the holidays and there, but after Waitangi Day, that's when the full week start until Easter.
Yeah.
Let's go Easter.